Hi guys, it's Steve and Jeanette speaking to you here at Camp Mishewah.
We just wanted to let you know how much we are missing you. Right now, as we are taping this would have been the first day of kids camp, so it's kind of a sad day for us. But it's exciting because we get a chance to talk to you.
Things have been kind of weird up here at camp with so many less people here. And at points there's nobody here other than Jeanette and I. I know it's been strange for you at home as well with this extra long March break, or is it a extra long summer holidays?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We realized that a lot of you were looking forward to coming up to camp and seeing friends and doing the activities, playing the games, and especially eating tuck.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that this year. But we have next year to look forward to, hopefully, so we're going to be planning for that, and hopefully it'll be even better than ever. In the meantime, we've sent you Mish-In-A-Box, so thanks for participating in that, and it's full of fun activities, things to remind you of camp, and give you a little fix of Mishewah.
Along with the program staff, we decided that this year would be a good time to talk about what Camp Mishewah was all about. So we put this all together, and each day there will be a program staff talking to you about something that is important at Camp Mishewah.
Today it'll be Steve and I talking to you from beautiful Camp Mishewah. You can see the lake in the background and the canoes. We're going to be talking to you about Jesus.
So, who is Jesus? And what does it mean to me and you?
Well, that is a really huge question and difficult to answer in just a few minutes. But we'll try to make it simple. And to begin with, the Bible tells us that Jesus is God's Son. In John 1, verses 1 to 2, it tells us that from the beginning of time, Jesus was with God and Jesus was God.
So, when we're talking about Jesus, we are talking about God?
That's right. Jesus is God himself.
But I thought Jesus was a person who taught us about how to live a good life.
Well, that's true, but you're skipping on a little bit. We will come back to that a little bit later. So Jesus is God. Those verses we were just talking about tell us that Jesus himself was part of creating the whole universe. That means he was involved in creating you and me and everybody.
Wow. He made everything? So like the grass on the ground,
He made that.
and the water in the lake,
He made that.
and the sun in the sky,
He made that.
and the birds, and the trees, and the animals, and the hills, and us humans.
He made all of that. So now we come to the part where he came to earth and he taught us about...
Wait a second. He came down to earth? You're telling me that Jesus made the world and then he came down to be part of it?
That's right. So about 2,000 years ago, he was born in a town called Bethlehem.
Wait, hold on. Now you're telling me he was a baby?
Yes, you know, Christmas, baby Jesus, away in a manger.
Yeah, I know all that, but I didn't realize that Jesus made everything, that he was God, and that he decided to be part of what he made.
It is pretty amazing. And then, just like all of us, he grew up, he had friends, he played, but where it's different, he was perfect. Never did anything wrong.
He never did anything wrong?
Nope.
No lies?
Nope.
No disobeying?
Nope.
Nothing wrong at all?
That is correct.
Oh, wow. He must have been hard to have as a brother.
Maybe. But back to what we were talking about. When he was grown up, he he taught people how they should live and what they need to do to get right with God.
What do you mean by get right with God?
Well, you know how we're talking about Jesus doing nothing wrong.
Hmm.
Well, the rest of us do all kinds of things wrong. It's called sin. So we lie, we steal, we cheat, we hurt other people, we disobey, we ignore the things we're supposed to be doing, all kinds of things. It's just the way we are. So we are far from perfect. The Bible tells us in Romans 3:23 that all of us who do wrong, who sin, we don't measure up to God's standard.
Well, I know that I do things wrong.
So do I. We all do. And because we all do wrong things, we don't measure up to God. Because He is perfect, and He can't have people that aren't perfect around Him.
Does that mean that I can't go to heaven?
Well, unfortunately, yes, not on your own. You can't figure out a way. But God had a plan. In the Bible, we read in John 3:16 that God loved us so much that He sent His only Son, Jesus, to die for us so that we can be made right with Him.
Does that mean that Jesus died for me?
It's true, but He didn't stay dead. That's the cool thing. 3 days after He died, He came alive again, and He appeared to His disciples and friends and other people, and then He rose up to heaven to wait for us there. So the Bible tells us that He went to prepare a place for those of us who follow Him.
So that means that I can be with Him in heaven someday.
That is right. But that's not all. Before He went to heaven, He said that He would be with us always, right here on earth. Sometimes we say that Jesus lives in our heart. On top of that, the Bible tells us that He's helping us to change and to become more like Him all the time.
Wasn't He perfect?
Yes, He was. And He's making us better all the time. We may not be perfect here on earth, but one day we'll be perfect in heaven. He helps us through the good times and the not so good times. And He helps us show His love to others. That's a really important part of this too, to share what we know about Jesus with others.
Kind of reminds me of an experiment we were talking about earlier.
Yes, let's do that.
So, I have a balloon here. And this balloon is just a normal balloon. And if I light a lighter underneath this balloon, it just blows up right away.
Scares me every time.
I have this other balloon with water in it. I was kind of planning on throwing it at you later.
Hey! Steve.
But with water in it, when I light the lighter under it, nothing happens.
That is so cool.
That's because the water cools the balloon and spreads out the heat so that it won't blow up. I think that's a really cool experiment, and it reminds me of what you were talking about.
That's right. It is very cool. And if we think of it like that first balloon that was empty, that's like us without Jesus in our life. So when things don't go so bad and things heat up and we're having struggles and troubles, if we don't have Jesus to help us, boom! Not so good. But that water is like Jesus in us. So He helps us. He helps us to handle all those troubles that we have, things that are difficult in life. He helps us, and then we don't explode. We can stay strong.
That's a cool experiment.
It is very cool. And we sent balloons in your box so that you can try it at home with your parents if they're okay with it. So have fun with that.
So, let me get this all straight. God and Jesus are the same person. God made everything through Jesus. Okay. Jesus came to earth as a baby. He grew up, but He never did anything wrong. He taught us how to live. Then he died for our sins or the things that we did wrong, but he didn't stay dead. He came back to life again so that we can go and be with him in heaven someday.
That's right.
Huh. But he's helping us to be better people right now, here on earth. And he is here helping us through the good times and the bad times, just like COVID-19.
Yeah.
And last and not least, we are supposed to share what we know about him with others.
That sums it up very well. So if you guys out there want to know more about what it means to be a follower of Jesus, you could talk to someone that you know that's already a follower of Jesus. Maybe you already are a follower of Jesus. Maybe you have him in your life. But if you don't have someone to talk to and you want to know more, you could always send us an email, or you could maybe call us, as long as that's okay with your parents. We'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
So, thanks for listening to us today and spending a little time thinking about Camp Mishewah. We are hoping that we get to see you again next year.
And make sure you give us feedback. Tell us what you think about Mish-In-A-Box and the lessons and all the activities. And we're going to say goodbye for now from beautiful Camp Mishewah.
See you later.